Welcome back, listeners, to What Really Matters. We're continuing our conversation with CEO Brian Gitt of Build It Green. Welcome.
Thanks for having me back.
Listeners, I'd like to touch on 2 points from what Brian said in the last segment. The first is that, and I've told my clients this many times, I would rather explain price once than apologize for quality for many years. With green products, yes, it may cost you a little bit up front, or it might be the same cost, but you're going to get a quality product. Again, think about those FEMA trailers and the formaldehyde that's coming out of them. A process I think I understand now is called outgassing or off-gassing. Yes, it was cheap up front, but look at that. And the second thing, listeners, do not confuse price and cost. Price, again, is a one-time thing. The cost over the lifetime of a product is something you need to weigh. And frankly, if you're suffering from asthma or indoor allergies, I don't think you can put a price on that. The cost of a product can really be detrimental to your health. So look at the big picture. Again, I thank you, Brian, for making those points. How does a group get listed on your website? I'm just curious. If there's one of our listeners is part of a green group and they want to be part of your website, what do they do?
Well, there's a few ways to get connected with Build It Green. And as a nonprofit, we're here for public good and to put the information out there in an unbiased way. And so our whole approach is not pay to play. We're a membership organization, so we do have members and sponsors. And one of the benefits of membership is getting your company name and direct web link on our website. But then there's other areas of the website that don't cost a dime. For example, if you're a manufacturer or distributor or supplier of any kind of green product material that meet our criteria, we automatically put you in our directory, our online directory that's free for anyone to go in and search by zip code and find your product and who sells it locally. And so that's a way for suppliers to get engaged. And if their product is not currently in our database, they can fill out an application and it'll go through a technical review committee, and if it meets that criteria, they get added. So that's another route. So we have membership, we have kind of the online directory. Another way is we have a program called Certified Green Building Professional Training. It's a certification for building professionals. So these are architects, contractors, specialty trade, engineers. These people that are within the building industry. If they go and they take our certification training, then their company name and their name gets listed on our website on this huge referral list. And that way, when people are trying to find a green architect or they're trying to find a green builder, they go to our list. And that's a way to generate new business for them and to differentiate themselves from their competition now that they have a certification and a credential next to their name. And so it's been extremely valuable. We've gotten tremendous feedback from participants that have gone and gotten certified saying, oh, I've gotten so many more new projects because of being on that list. And because of our work with local governments in the region, we work with just about every single major city and county in the Bay Area, and actually over 80 throughout the state of California. Many of them are pointing to that list as well. So when you go to their website, it's linking to ours and to that referral list. So there's various ways to, depending on if you're just interested in membership or if you're a company trying to really get exposure for your products or services, there's lots of ways to tap in.
And how much traffic is your website seeing? A certain number of hits per day, or how is it
measured? Well,
we've
grown tremendously. I mean, I think it's up to now between 40 and 50,000 hits per month, I believe, somewhere in that realm. And
so certainly well regarded and well utilized.
Yeah, and we're going through a major website redesign right now, actually, which our goal is to be the #1 one-stop shop, centralized resource for residential green building information on the internet. And so we're putting about $80,000–$90,000 into this redesign to really consolidate all the content, work on the user interface, and have this be the one place so you don't have to spend hours and hours wading through. You could, if you Google green building, you could spend the next 3 weeks just wading through all the material. So, and this tells people locally, where can I buy products? Where can I find a green architect or builder? Where can I go take a local training or workshop, whether I'm a homeowner or whether I'm a building professional? Where can I see case studies and fact sheets on this kind of stuff? So all of that kind of information is on builditgreen.org.
Now, many of the events that you host seem to be centered around you can do it sort of approaches, like you can remodel a cabinet and here's how to do it. Tell us a little bit more about the events, and again, as I'd noted off air to you, it looked like a lot of them were up in the North Bay, Petaluma, Santa Rosa. Are you going to come down to San Francisco in the East Bay?
Oh, absolutely. We do events all throughout the state of California, and we rotate them around. For example, we just did our North Bay Build a Green home tour just a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And our home tour, we typically have between anywhere from 1,200 to 1,700 people go through 15 green showcase homes in one day. It's a great way for people to go in and actually see and touch and feel what green building products are all about. Talk with the homeowners, talk with the building professionals, and really understand the value proposition of green building. So when we have large events like that, and we get 1,000 to almost 2,000 people out in a day, what we'd like to do is then offer follow-up workshops. So they get excited that, yeah, I want to do this. How do I take it to the next step?
Yeah.
And so then we offer homeowner workshops to follow that. And we do a whole series. We do everything from Green Building 101 to how to hire and work with a green building professional. Green home systems like the HVAC systems and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Green with style, all the interior finishes and all that kind of stuff. So we offer a whole array of various workshops, and we rotate them around. So we do them in the East Bay, in the South Bay, in San Francisco. Our next Build a Green home tour is going to be in San Francisco in the fall. It's
Okay.
going to be in concert with what's called West Coast Green. West Coast Green is the largest residential focused trade show and conference for green building, residential green building products and materials on the West Coast. And so we're partnering with West Coast Green to put on a home tour on the Sunday in late September. And so they can go to our website for more information and find out how to get tickets. And it's a great way to really learn about what green building is all about.
Oh, it's an event not to be missed, folks. If you're really serious about doing green remodeling, it's always good to see somebody who's done it before. Who knows, it might spark a few ideas. I mean, just from this conversation, I think I'll give up my plastic sheeting idea, as Rose continues to smile. Anyway, the next question I have for Brian, listeners, I want to stress it in the context again of what I say about fiscal conservatism. When you start the remodeling process or the new home building process, it is very easy to go overboard and say, I want this, I want this, I want this, and pretty soon your budget is blown. Do not start any of these kind of activities until you have a budget and agreements from everybody involved in the process, and then stick to that budget. You do not, under any circumstances, want to face additional debt, unanticipated. Remember, fiscal conservatism always. Having said that, Brian, what are the first steps when somebody decides they want a green remodel or green build?
Well, the first step is really getting a hold of Build a Green's home remodeling guidelines, if
Okay.
you're remodeling, or our new construction guidelines. And what these are a basic roadmap for the entire process. Whether you're just doing a bathroom remodel, or you're doing your whole house, or you're building from the ground up, it gives you kind of a blueprint of where to start and breaks it down to easy to digest sections. So it starts out on new construction with the site itself, and foundation and framing and plumbing, electrical, all that kind of stuff. And it breaks it down into easy to digest specific measures that you can incorporate. So it's not overwhelming, because any kind of construction project, there's thousands of details. It can be very overwhelming very quickly. So what the guidelines do is they organize the thought process and how to approach this and give you specific recommendations on all of these various categories of how to incorporate green building into the project. Those are free. You can get them on our website and as a PDF file and just download them at buildagreen.org. Or many of the cities in the county, especially in the Bay Area, distribute these guidelines, hard copies of the guidelines, so they can go into their local permit center at their city and request it. If they don't have it, they can call us and we'll try to guide them to the right place to get it.
Final question for you. What really matters?
What really matters is it's a hard question today because we have so many challenges, but I think at the end of the day, green has to be rooted in what you were talking about, kind of fiscal conservatism. This has to make economic sense. For this truly to take off and to be mainstream, green building cannot be just because it's the right thing. It has to be rooted in that this makes economic sense, this makes social sense, and this makes environmental sense. And that we're kind of stepping out of this paradigm where, it's either or. We can fuse together and harness the power of the market to achieve the change we want in the world.